want to say hello to all my subscribers out there. Figured I'd do a video after the blizzard to show you how I kept warm during the blizzard, the kind of gear that I was wearing. And it all starts with the base layer. I had these, were labeled as military thermals. Almost like a soft, cottony, kind of silky on the outside. And on the inside, if I can get the camera to pick it up, they're like fleece lined. Really nice when it gets cold out there. Top and bottom on that set. I've got regular thermals as well, but I prefer the military ones. Labeled as military ones, they work the best. You could go with something like this on top of that. They're like a military pants liner for extra warmth. Depending on how cold it gets, you could just keep adding extra layers or taking off layers to make yourself comfortable, whatever you need. And on top of that, during this last blizzard, I wore these fleece lined pants with just the thermals underneath, and that was more than enough for me. They feel kind of like I don't know, like a water repellent material almost, and they pretty much shed the snow. Didn't get wet during the hours I was out there shoveling. And what I usually like to do is, I'll post it later on in the video, probably over here. Shingling. A video I saw on how to dress for the cold weather that really made a big difference while I was out during the blizzard shoveling. With the blowing snow and everything like that. Stayed nice and toasty warm. And the way he showed me how to do this is I usually start with just my shorts or whatever I'm putting on underneath all this. I put on a pair of socks first. I happen to like these heavy duty ones I got from Home Depot. They're like a cotton sock that's a little heavier and thicker. And I'll usually put that with a thermal over top of it. And then I'll take something like wool hunting socks or heavy warm boot socks, and I'll put that over top of the thermal, creating a shingling effect, in which case the air would have to come down this sock here, change direction, go up the thermal, and then down my sock to touch my skin. It's a really good way of layering up for the cold that you'll be ensured no air is going to get near your skin and really cool you down. On the top, it's just like the bottom. I put the top on, I slip it inside the thermal. Everybody tells you outside, I slip it inside. And then my next layer, I usually have a sweatshirt, a hooded sweatshirt, maybe a sweater, and I'll tuck that over top of the pants here, the underlying thermal pants, and it creates a couple different ways the air's got to change directions in order to get to my skin and cool me down. On top of all that, I wore this jacket. This is a military issued extreme cold weather parka. I'll see if I can get the tag for you in the video. Here you go. This thing was awesome. This is the best jacket I've ever had for when it comes to the cold. I was actually too warm. I had to stop shoveling and just take a few breaks here and there to let my body cool down, open the coat up a little bit, because it just got that warm wearing this thing. It's got like a faux fur kind of trim on it, and a faux fur lining on the inside of the hood only. The rest of the jacket is just like padded on the inside. It's pretty thick, pretty heavy. Big, huge pockets up top here, so if you're wearing big mittens, you can get those in there. still be able to grab stuff. You got another big pocket here. Same on the other side. And you've got these little buttons and a string loop that clasp over and seal that seam right there. To make sure no air is getting in that seam and cooling down your core. As well as it'll zipper all the way up and just give you a cone that you're looking out of. And having it that tight and just a little hole that you're looking out of, this fur is supposed to trap air, and it does. It traps air right here in front of your face and keeps your breath from freezing. This is the kind of stuff they wear in Antarctica, so I figured it would work great for a blizzard. It was right. It's great. If you weren't wearing such a good coat as that, and you just had some kind of a shell on, I would recommend a beanie. Something to cover your ears, cover your head, stop the heat loss. This particular beanie is nice if you had to go out at night. It has an LED built into it. Or if you're a hunter and you're getting into your stand early, it's cold out, this would be awesome. You'd be able to find your way through the woods pretty good. Or, and I didn't have this during the storm, I just received this today, a Nomex hood. I have my brother-in-law, he's a firefighter. And I got that today. Brand new. It was just opened yesterday and used for a couple hours while he was out snow shoveling. And then gloves. Gloves are important. You got to keep your hands warm. You won't be able to function if you don't have warm hands. And I happen to like this style here, where you got the fingerless. Usually this kind, or this one, I can't stop coughing this morning, has a slit in it on the ones that I prefer, so you can get your thumb out and be able to use all 5 of your fingers. Just tuck it into your sleeve, or on this particular jacket I was wearing, it's got 2 cuffs. You'll see an outer cuff, and if you roll that back, there's an inner cuff right here to seal out the wind. And I'll put the glove over top of that inner cuff like that, and then roll the outer one on top of that. So even if snow happens to get in here, it's not going to get to my skin. I got 2 pairs of those, 2 different colors. And what's nice about these is you've got the dexterity and mobility of your fingers, but if they start getting cold, they're also a mitt. You could pull that up and over and cover your hands up. And nothing works better than mittens in the cold. Gloves are nice, mittens are the best. Depending on how cold it gets, you could even add, I've got some of these around, body warmers. You can stick these to the inside of a jacket. They will keep you nice and toasty warm. If you're worried about your feet, you can even add toe warmers. Generally, 2 pairs of socks is enough for me. Generally, that coat is enough for me in the cold, as I experienced during the blizzard. And there's also other things you can go with, which I can't find at the moment. But I have a Zippo hand warmer. That works really nice. And it burns for a really long time. And, yeah, it all depends on how you layer. If you layer properly, you'll stay warm even out in the cold. And I hate the cold. I'm not a cold weather person. I really don't like to go out there, but when I do, I layer up and I stay warm. Just figured I'd give you guys a few tips on how I stay warm. And you can take it from me. I work outside for a living, so I know how to stay warm in the cold. This will be the end of this video. Like, share, subscribe, and it'll be till the next one. Take it easy, everybody.
backwoods and hungry. I spend every Sunday just living good. Might do a little fishing, a little hunting on the weekend. With a bow I'll be sneaking back in the woods. A little bit crazy, every now and then maybe. Like to kick off my boots and get lazy.